All right, let's dive right into this explainer. Every lawn gets its fair share of unwanted visitors, right? Usually it's pretty obvious. A patch of weeds, maybe a visible disease on the leaves, but there's actually a hidden threat that could be secretly destroying your yard right this second. It's moving quietly underground long before you even realize it's there. We're treating this like a full-on true crime investigation today. We're tracking down a rogue employee who is actively wrecking your property from the inside out. I mean, when you hire someone, you expect them to build things up, right? But what happens when an unwanted worker clocks in specifically to tear things down? To crack this case, we have to look beneath the surface. Because, out of sight usually means out of mind. And this particular saboteur, well, it relies on staying completely undetected while it does its absolute worst. So let's pull the employee file on our primary suspect here. We're looking at the Masked Chafer. Turns out this is a highly destructive beetle commonly found all over North Carolina. Its unofficial job title, the Root System Destroyer, or the Underground Specialist. Basically, it's a professional lawn wrecker. And trust me, once you see the kind of damage it can do, this is one employee you absolutely do not want on your payroll. As we go through this, you're going to see exactly how this underground specialist operates and why its methods are just so incredibly devastating to your turf. Now, this saboteur actually has some very specific tastes. On the likes side, the Masked Chafer absolutely loves warm season lawns. We're talking specifically Bermuda and Zoysia grasses. It thrives in moist soil conditions, and it really loves targeting weak or stressed turf during those brutally hot North Carolina summers. But its dislikes? Its absolute worst nightmares are preventative treatments, deep, strong roots, dense, healthy lawns, and of course, professional care programs like Lawn Pride of North Charlotte. It's looking for an easy mark, not a fortified fortress. To really wrap our heads around this threat, we need to track their exact timeline of destruction. In stage 1, right in the middle of summer, the adult beetles emerge. And honestly, they seem innocent enough. Mostly they're just a nuisance, kind of bumping into your porch lights at night. But while they're out there annoying you, they are secretly laying eggs directly in your lawn. Then we hit stage 2. Once those eggs hatch, the grubs emerge, and boom, this is where the real nightmare starts. Those minor little airborne annoyances transform into aggressive, root-devouring underground monsters. The really wild part here is the invisible contrast happening right under your feet. While your lawn might temporarily look perfectly fine up top, the essential roots below are actively being severed in half, literally chopped up. As these grubs feed relentlessly beneath the soil, the root systems weaken dramatically. And obviously, when those roots are compromised, your grass simply cannot absorb the vital water and nutrients it needs from the soil. The most frustrating part? Most folks have no idea there's even a problem until the underground damage is already extensive.
And man, this leads to a really fascinating but super frustrating domino effect. Have you ever woken up and wondered, why on earth are raccoons suddenly excavating my yard? Well, surprise, they aren't actually there to ruin your grass. Birds, moles, raccoons, they absolutely love snacking on grubs. If you suddenly see animals tearing up your turf, digging little holes everywhere, it's because they're hunting for that food source below the surface. The Masked Chafer grubs have essentially turned your lawn into a free, all-you-can-eat subterranean buffet for the local wildlife.
So how do we actually catch them if they're hiding out of sight? You've got to look for the early warning signs. You might notice brown or thinning patches that just won't go away, even if you're watering religiously. Or, and this is genuinely the craziest part, if you grab a handful of grass, it might just pull straight up, as easily as loose carpet. No resistance at all. That means the grubs have entirely eaten away the anchor roots. You might also notice the turf feels spongy or soft underfoot, like the ground is unstable. Basically, if you're fertilizing and watering but the lawn is still dying, the saboteur is already at the crime scene doing massive damage.
Now here is the biggest trap people fall into: bad timing. Trying to fix this yourself usually means relying on reactive DIY treatments. Applying products way too late in the season, trying to treat it after the damage is already severe, and focusing only on what you can see above ground. Honestly, that is a losing battle. The key to effective professional control is totally understanding their exact life cycle. It's all about hitting them with preventative treatments in the specific window of time before those grubs start feasting. Without that proper prevention, these infestations are just going to keep coming back year after year. It is so easy to overlook those early signs, right? But waiting too long creates this massive snowball effect. Unchecked grub activity completely strips away the roots, which leaves your grass to suffer from extreme heat and drought stress. Then, significant lawn thinning and huge brown patches just take over. Ultimately, this leads to a total loss of curb appeal, which means you are looking at incredibly expensive reseeding and repair projects down the line. The source material actually sums this up perfectly. It warns that what started as a hidden underground issue can quickly snowball into a much larger lawn problem. That really hits the nail on the head, doesn't it? In lawn care, what you can't see absolutely can and will hurt you. You aren't just losing a few blades of grass, you are losing the foundational health of your entire yard. You're basically surrendering your territory to any pest or weed that decides it wants to move in.
So how do we permanently fire this unwanted worker? The prevention plan outlined by Lawn Pride of North Charlotte focuses heavily on a proactive approach. Step 1 is all about professional monitoring and early detection, finding the issue before the grass actually starts dying. Step 2 is getting ahead of their timeline by applying preventative grub control programs. This stops the root damage before it ever even has a chance to start. And finally, Step 3 is utilizing customized treatment plans that are specifically designed for our local North Carolina lawns. It's all about stopping the saboteurs before they ever clock in for their shift.
All right, as we wrap up this explainer, I want you to ask yourself, is the wrong employee quietly clocking in under your yard right now? If your lawn is thinning out, feeling weak or spongy, or just struggling despite your absolute best efforts to water and fertilize, it might be time to take a closer look beneath the surface. The next time you step on a soft patch of grass, you might want to look down and wonder exactly who or what is secretly working down there. Catch you next time.